Recently, I visited Drayton Manor to check out their brand new event, Summer Nights, and of course get back on some of their awesome roller coasters. But how did it go? Well, join me on my day to Drayton Manor during the busy summer holidays. I woke up bright and early and arrived at Drayton Manor at 2 p.m. Yes, not 2 a.m, 2 p.m. But it was open till 9 p.m. because of their Summer Nights event. Opening hours at Drayton are 10:30 until 9 p.m, which Alton Towers could only dream of. But tickets to Drayton Manor are around £30, about £31 for the Saturday and Sunday, which isn't too bad. If you book on the day though, it does go up to a huge £45, so definitely pre-book. The park was absolutely dead. There was literally near to no one on the walkways. I was speaking to an operator and he said that before the summer holidays, during the school trip season, they had around 10,000 guests on park. I went on a Saturday where the opening hours were huge, like 10:30 till 9, and there were 2,000 guests that had pre-booked and not even 2,000 guests in the park. So that could be seen as a good thing because queues were pretty much near to nothing, or a bad thing because Drayton Manor aren't getting enough people to this event. But anyway, headed straight to Shockwave first, had a nice ride on Shockwave, although bear in mind it was only running 2 rows because of the weather conditions. Yes, 2 rows, 8 out of 24, a third of the train was running on that day. So while the queue was short, it took quite a while to actually get people on because, as you can imagine, Fast Track, Accessibility Pass and normal guests all had to use the 8 seats that were available on Shockwave. Drayton are lucky that it was quiet because I'll probably be having a rant right now if it was busy and they were running a 1 train service with only 2 rows. Come on, Drayton, get the second train back on Shockwave, please. I'm begging you, just second train. In some areas inside the Shockwave station, it does feel a little bit dated. Actually, I take that back. Most of the inside of Shockwave does feel a little bit dated. They've repainted a lot of the walls in the queue line, but it still does feel dated. Take this video that I took, for example, where you've just got Coke bottles and the wall is just concrete. It just feels a little bit plain. Hopefully, they can do something with the inside of that in the future. I don't know whether it was because of the rain, but Shockwave wasn't feeling as fresh as it usually does. I mean, the outside of the station looks really nice. That was recently repainted, but the actual ride and track was looking quite old and tired, if I'm honest. I think it needs a good jet wash and a good repaint. The train is the classic sort of Shockwave train. It's not the most comfiest. I don't find it too bad, to be honest, but it still has that little bit of rattle to it. And at the bottom of the first drop, good luck if you're not bracing yourself for that. Anyway, on my visit, Air Race and the River Rapids were closed, which is a little bit of a shame because I did want to get on Air Race. The Rapids I weren't too bothered about, but 2 rides that are closed at Drayton Manor, it's not great really. The River Rapids have been closed for quite a few weeks now, so hopefully they can get those back up and running because Drayton Manor don't have a huge range of rides, and these 2 are some of the biggest on park, so hopefully they can get those back up. Headed over to Maelstrom next, which, as you can guess, it had no queue because of the huge capacity that this flat ride has. Alton Towers. Huge capacity, flat ride. Some of the seats on Maelstrom were closed just because of the weather conditions, but talking a bit about the weather, 500 people didn't turn up to the park, as I said earlier. That's because of the rainy day guarantee, which you can add to your booking for around £2, and yeah, it basically gives you the option, if there's more than 4mm of rain on that day, then the rainy day guarantee is activated and you can return another day. Maelstrom was good, and it feels like the cycle is a little bit longer on that, so yeah, decent ride on Maelstrom. Anyway, headed round to the back of the park to check out the construction over towards the brand new coaster making its way to the park in 2024. I'm going to be honest, not much really happened in terms of the construction of the coaster, but you can go and check out the latest construction update if you do want to. It's there. It's available for you to watch. Had a ride on Accelerator, and actually had a few rides on Accelerator during my visit, and yeah, it's a good family Vekoma boomerang. It's a decent roller coaster, not really too much to say, but then I went on the only operating Vekoma Madhouse in the UK. It is the Haunting, and yes, it's a good ride on the Haunting. I feel like the end of the ride is really anticlimactic because the coffin opens and there's just like a light shining up. Like they should have a skeleton popping out of there. But anyway, it was a good ride, didn't queue anything for it, just waited for the other cycle to finish and then we'll straight on to the Haunting. Headed through as well to the new area, Vikings, which looks still very good. A lot of the plants has actually grown since it opened last season as well, so it looks much better, and all of the rides in there are really good fun. Had a ride on Loki and also Thor the Zamperla Disco. Had multiple rides on Thor actually, and yeah, they're good fun for the kids. But then had a little break from the rides and got one of those refillable hot drinks cup, which is quite good value depending on how much you use it around the park. It's £7.95 for the cup, and then you can recharge it on your next visit for a little bit less. But trust me, I think I got my uses out of it. To be honest, I did all of the rides that I wanted to at Drayton Manor in the first 2 and a bit hours, potentially. I did Stormforce 10 as well, got absolutely soaked. Didn't really make a difference, though, because it was raining on that day anyway. But to be honest, I did all of the rides that I wanted to in the first 2 hours, so really, I could have just got back in the car and gone home, but I wanted to stick around for the late night entertainment and also getting some evening rides on Shockwave. So I stuck around, had uncountable re-rides on Maelstrom, Accelerator, Shockwave, especially Accelerator. I definitely went on that minimum about 3 or 4 times, so it was good fun. But at this point, I was definitely thinking Drayton Manor need a new major standout coaster because there's only a certain amount of times in a day that general guests are going to want to re-ride the same attractions. Especially considering the park was open till 9 PM, and at some points I thought there was more staff than actual guests in the park. Parking is free at Drayton if you're a season pass holder. If not, it's £6 per day, which isn't too expensive compared with the Merlin parks. Then the summer nights entertainment really started to kick in. I was visiting on the Ibiza themed night, so there was a DJ, they were playing some really good songs. I'm not going to lie to you guys, the atmosphere wasn't great. It was raining, there was not many people around, so it was, to be honest, it was mainly just me filming the DJ, but it was good. The song, it's just such a shame about the weather. I'm sure if the weather was better, there would have been more guests at the park and had more of an atmosphere. If the sun was shining, I'm sure people would have been getting drinks from the bar that they have and listening to the DJ and everything, but the weather was really just not on our side. But I like the idea of Drayton Manor doing entertainment during the summer, especially with this late night sort of riding event that they're doing. Open till 9 PM, had so many re-rides, and when I sort of finished looking at the DJ, went back on Shockwave, Maelstrom, got some evening rides on those. It would have been so nice if the sun was just setting in the background, having rides on Shockwave, going around the vertical loop, the 0G roll, going up and down on Maelstrom. It would have been much better, but the rain was pouring in my face. It hurt at some points on Shockwave. But don't worry, those summer vibes didn't end with the DJ on the stage. They actually got transferred into the Shockwave, 7-Up Shockwave station, which was very nice. They were playing like Rick Ashley in there. They were playing, what else were they playing? They were playing some like 80s music. Unforgettable. Hold up, 1 second. We are not in the retro squad at Auto Towers. I'm not about to ride Funkenfly. Why is Living on a Prayer playing in the Shockwave station? I didn't sign up to this. They were playing some new music. It was a mix of music. It was nice, actually. Especially the last 15 minutes. It was a great vibe. The operators just let us stay on. We're just cycling around Shockwave. It would have been nice, actually, if they had the speakers on the lift hill working for Shockwave and playing that music. It just would have added a little bit. But I don't know whether it's noise complaints in the local area. Maybe that's another Staffordshire park, but summer nights at Drayton Manor was very, very good, especially for the price that you pay. £31 for a whole day, 10:30 till 9 PM, a whole day of entertainment with stage shows, DJ and rides. I don't think it's too bad, to be honest. And there's also loads of deals on the official Drayton Manor website, like 4 for £115, 40% off particular tickets. Just go and check out the official Drayton Manor website because, yeah, you can get some deals on it if you're lucky. In some areas, the park was looking a little bit tired and worn, but I understand that we're in the middle of an investment 5-year plan with the looping group, so we'll stick around till the end of the 5-year plan. Like, the new roller coaster will be in the park next season. It's going to be a big year for the park next year. I just feel like in some areas it just feels a little bit empty, like with the castle that they have, which used to be homes like Excalibur and the Pirates Adventure building. Like, there could be a lot of things done to that, so hopefully in the future something will be there to replace them, because Drayton Manor, it's a hard one. When the queues are so low at a park like Drayton, there isn't really enough things to do for the whole day because you can just walk on each attraction. Take, for example, when I was walking into the park, someone had already had enough and came out and they said the rain, and they'd already done most of the rides, and that was at 2 PM and the park opens at 10:30. So I think there needs to be a little bit more to do, but with the new coaster, that will really help the park in terms of capacity. But summer nights at Drayton Manor, I did feel a little bit sorry for the park. They've made all of this effort, they've invested in staying open till 9 PM, and they had a grand total of 1.5k visitors on the park. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest, and you do feel sort of sorry for them because, you know, like when someone makes a really good effort with something and they just don't get enough appreciation. That's what I feel like. I feel sorry to Drayton Manor because they opened and they had the rides operating, they did the entertainment on the stage, and there just wasn't enough people on the park. What I'm most disappointed about with Drayton Manor is that in the advert for summer nights, there was a Shockwave sign. When I went, there was no Shockwave sign. What happened to the rave on Shockwave? They took the sign down, and that was just a plain ordinary Shockwave. Bring back the sign, Drayton, please. But I definitely recommend a visit to summer nights if you can. The prices aren't too bad, and if you book in advance, you do save a little bit, so you might as well. If you're still watching, thank you so much for watching right till the end of the video. And because you did, I've got a little sentence for you to put in the comment section down below. Hashtag bring back 2 train service on Shockwave. It's needed. Well, it wasn't needed on my visit because it was dead. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't already, please hit the red box down below. The subscribe button. It has red box says subscribe. Just hit that, please. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.